Two words, used interchangeably every day in news coverage, political debates, and social media arguments. Zionism, Judaism. They are not the same thing. They have never been the same thing. And conflating them, in either direction, causes real harm to real people and real damage to honest public discourse. When critics of Israeli government policy are called anti-Semitic, simply for disagreeing with a political position, the conflation causes harm. When support for Jewish self-determination is dismissed as racism, the conflation causes harm. When Jewish people who oppose Zionism are told their Judaism is invalid, the conflation causes harm. Precision matters. On Words with Wentz, we are precise. Tonight, we read the definitions, we trace the history, and we draw the distinctions that informed citizens need to understand in order to think clearly about one of the most contested topics in the modern world. Judaism is one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions. According to Encyclopaedia Britannica, Judaism is the religious culture of the Jewish people and traces its origins to the ancient Israelites of the Middle East. It is built on belief in one God, on the teachings of the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, on the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, on centuries of rabbinic tradition, commentary, debate, and practice accumulated across 4,000 years. Judaism encompasses religious beliefs, ethical practices, community law, seasonal observance, and cultural tradition. Jews may identify as Orthodox, Conservative, Reform, Reconstructionist, secular, or culturally Jewish. Religious observance varies enormously from individual to individual. According to the Pew Research Center's landmark study of Jewish Americans in 2020, many Jews identify as Jewish through religion, ethnicity, ancestry, culture, or a combination of all of these factors. Jewish identity is not a single thing. It is layered, complex, and deeply personal. And critically, it predates the modern state of Israel by more than 3,000 years. This question matters because it has been weaponized in some of the darkest chapters of human history. Judaism is not a race. Major academic and religious organizations describe Jews as an ethnoreligious group, meaning they share both religious and ancestral connections. Jewish people come from diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds. Ashkenazi Jews, historically from Europe, Sephardic Jews, from Spain, Portugal, North Africa, and the Middle East, Mizrahi Jews, from the Middle East and North Africa, Ethiopian Jews, Indian Jews, and converts from virtually every region of the world. The United States Holocaust Memorial Museum states clearly, Nazi Germany falsely classified Jews as a race as part of its anti-Semitic ideology. Modern scholarship rejects the notion that Jews constitute a single race. Judaism is primarily a religion and cultural identity, not a racial category. This is not a minor academic distinction. It is the foundation of understanding why anti-Semitism, hatred directed at Jewish people as a group, is a form of bigotry that must be named and opposed on its own terms. Zionism is not a religion. It is a political and nationalist movement that emerged in Europe during the late 19th century. According to the Jewish Virtual Library, Zionism is the national liberation movement of the Jewish people that supports Jewish self-determination in their ancestral homeland. It developed in direct response to centuries of persecution, discrimination, and anti-Semitism experienced by Jewish communities across Europe and the Middle East. The movement gained its defining momentum under Theodor Herzl, an Austro-Hungarian Jewish journalist who convened the first Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland in 1897. Herzl had witnessed the Dreyfus Affair in France, a Jewish military officer falsely convicted of treason in a trial driven by anti-Semitism, and concluded that Jewish assimilation into European society would never succeed. The only solution, Herzl argued, was Jewish national self-determination. In 1948, the State of Israel was established, fulfilling one of Zionism's primary political goals. Today, Zionism generally refers to support for the continued existence and security of Israel as a Jewish state, though Zionists disagree significantly on many political questions regarding Israeli government and policy. Here is what the documented record makes clear. Not all Jews are Zionists. Some Jewish individuals and communities, including certain Orthodox Jewish groups, have historically opposed Zionism on religious grounds, arguing that the establishment of a Jewish state before the coming of the Messiah is theologically premature. Other Jewish people oppose specific Israeli policies while affirming Israel's right to exist. Their opposition is not a contradiction of their Judaism, it is an expression of it. Not all Zionists are Jewish. Christian Zionism, the theological belief that Jewish return to the land of Israel is part of God's prophetic plan, has a significant following among evangelical Christians in America and around the world. As we documented in episodes 2 and 3, this Christian Zionist movement has been the target of foreign-funded influence operations documented in federal FARA filings, and neither Judaism nor Zionism is accurately described as a race. Judaism is an ethno-religious tradition. Zionism is a political ideology. Treating criticism of Israeli government policy as equivalent to anti-Semitism conflates a political position with a religious identity. Treating all Jewish people as responsible for Israeli government decisions commits the same error in reverse. Here is why this matters for every American, regardless of their faith, their politics, or their views on the Middle East. The First Amendment protects political speech. Criticism of the policies of any government, including the government of Israel, is protected political speech. It is not anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism, hatred, discrimination, or violence directed at Jewish people because they are Jewish, is a documented and serious problem in the United States and around the world. It must be named accurately, it must be opposed consistently, and it is not served by applying the label to every policy disagreement involving Israel. When we conflate Judaism and Zionism, we make it harder to combat real anti-Semitism. We silence legitimate political debate, and we do a disservice to the millions of Jewish people whose identity, faith, and conscience cannot be reduced to a political position they may or may not hold. Precision is not just an academic value, it is a civic one. And in a republic that depends on informed citizens having honest conversations, precision may be one of the most important things we can practice. Know the difference, know the history, know what the words actually mean. This is Words with Wentz. Know your rights.